Picture this. You just woke up, you look out your window, and it's the year 2035 in Bihar. You're looking at this sweeping landscape of perfectly connected, insanely efficient smart farms. You grab your coffee, hop into a totally driverless car, and commute to one of millions of shiny new tech jobs right in the middle of a glowing AI-powered metropolis. Sounds literally like the opening scene of a big-budget sci-fi movie, right? Well, welcome to this explainer, because this deeply optimistic, hyper-futuristic vision wasn't written by a Hollywood screenwriter. It was generated entirely by Google's AI. Look, when we ask a question of this massive scale, what will Bihar, a state of over 130 million people, actually look like in just over a decade? We're not just talking about throwing up a few glassy new buildings in the capital. We're talking about fundamentally transforming millions of everyday lives. We're talking about overhauling aging infrastructure and completely upending agricultural systems that have been around for centuries. And you know what? When we tasked the AI with predicting this wildly complex future, it didn't even blink. It confidently spat out this flawless utopian narrative. It painted this sweeping picture of a state that's completely urbanized, wealthy, and seamlessly driven by tech across every single sector. But is it real? We really need to point out a crucial distinction here, and honestly, it's the heart of our whole analysis today. An AI's confidence does not equal correctness. Sure, it can write you a beautifully self-assured answer, but that doesn't mean it actually reflects the messy, unpredictable reality of human development. So today, we're putting this utopian AI prediction through a serious reality check. To figure out exactly how the algorithm came up with this utopia, we have to look at the prompt we gave it. We told the machine, predict what Bihar, India could realistically look like in 2035. Cover infrastructure, education, jobs, agriculture, technology, transportation, major cities, and people's lifestyle. We're going to take its answers and dismantle them, category by category. So first question up, what will Bihar's cities actually look like? When we asked about urban development, the algorithm immediately pointed to major urban centers as the primary engines driving the whole region forward over the next decade. Now, Patna is already the state's biggest economic hub, so expecting more commercial areas and huge housing demand makes total sense. But the AI didn't hold back. Sounding like an over-caffeinated sci-fi narrator, it claimed that major urban centers, such as Patna, will transform into connected, technology-driven, futuristic metropolises. I mean, it makes the future sound completely unrecognizable. But here comes our first reality check. Shiny new buildings and massive highways do not magically fix century-old plumbing. You literally cannot just slap a neon sci-fi filter over a street that's flooded from heavy monsoon rains. Real urban development isn't just about a photogenic skyline. You desperately need the deeply unglamorous stuff: functional drainage, rock-solid waste management, electricity that doesn't buckle under heavy load, and water supply for everyone. A city can absolutely have a couple of futuristic tech parks and still struggle every single day with basic foundational problems. Because of that massive gap between the vision and the reality on the ground, we're giving the AI's urban prediction a 50 on our confidence meter. It's totally plausible we'll see significant growth and better digital infrastructure, but a flawless metropolis straight out of a comic book, yeah, that is incredibly far from guaranteed. So if the cities aren't going to be a neon utopia, what about the tech itself? Is Bihar going to become an AI powerhouse by 2035? The AI predicted tech would become indispensable in education, business, and healthcare. Now, this is where it gets genuinely fascinating, because AI can subtly weave into everyday, ground-level work without just replacing everyone with robots. You don't actually need the state to turn into Silicon Valley to see massive benefits. We're talking about a rural student using an AI tutor to finally grasp a tough math concept in Hindi, or a farmer snapping a picture to identify a crop disease, or local business owners automating their accounting and spinning up social media ads in seconds. The tech just seamlessly becomes part of the daily grind. But we need to hit the brakes again, especially when it comes to education and digital access. The AI dreams of universal digital education, where any kid can just open a phone and learn anything. But tech isn't magic. Actually, scratch that, it's worse. If you just hand out tablets without fixing the environment, you don't bridge the inequality gap, you widen it. You still critically need real, human teachers, safe schools, and kids who actually have the time, energy, and a quiet home to study in. Which naturally leads us to the question everybody is worried about. What happens to jobs in agriculture? How does this rapid wave of automation hit the very heart of Bihar's farming economy? The AI predicted a highly data-driven agricultural future. And honestly, the potential here is massive. Imagine a farmer walking their field at dawn and getting a ping on their phone. Your crop may be experiencing water stress, or heavy rain expected in 24 hours, delay irrigation to save resources. Or taking a quick photo of a wilting leaf and getting an instant treatment plan. This kind of hyper-local, real-time data is a total game changer for human decision-making. So the big takeaway here? AI isn't necessarily going to march in and steal all the jobs, but the nature of those jobs, that's going to change entirely. The AI thinks we'll have fully automated farms and millions of tech jobs magically appearing out of nowhere. The reality is, the future belongs to those who learn to work with AI. You might not lose your job to a robot, but you'll definitely need to use AI tools to keep your job. And of course, all of this assumes the tech actually becomes affordable for the average person, not just megacorporations. Okay, let's shift gears. Literally, will we see driverless cars in Bihar? Because this is the exact moment where the AI's logic totally derails and goes straight off into Fantasyland. Listen to this wild claim from the AI. Bihar will definitely have self-driving cars everywhere by 2035. Everywhere. It's completely assuming a perfectly controlled world where the messy, unpredictable laws of physics just stop existing. Let's burst that bubble right now. To pull off full autonomy, a self-driving car doesn't just need to read a clean stop sign. It has to navigate wildly unpredictable traffic, pedestrians darting across the road, random animals wandering onto the highway, monster potholes from extreme monsoons, and just, well, highly unpredictable human driving. Guaranteeing self-driving cars everywhere in that chaotic of an environment by 2035? No way. That is pure speculation bordering on fantasy. Which brings us to AI's biggest mistake, turning possibilities into narratives. Let's shift away from what the AI predicted and look at the fundamental flaw in how it thinks. The core realization here is simple. Possibility does not mean guarantee. AI algorithms are language models trained to be incredibly helpful. They're absolutely desperate to give you a cohesive, happy ending. If you ask about 2035, it wants to hand you a polished utopian script. But the real future, it doesn't follow a sanitized script. When you map out the next decade, you constantly smack into unpredictable human variables. Sudden government policy shifts can completely stall or accelerate development. One major corporate investment can spawn a new industry overnight. Climate conditions could force whole cities or farming techniques to adapt instantly. Rapid economic shifts totally rewrite the job market. These are messy, chaotic human factors that an algorithm literally cannot compute with absolute certainty. So, if we strip away the neon gloss and the sci-fi promises, what does a grounded 2035 actually look like? Well, we'll likely see much more connected cities where digital banking and health services are the norm. AI is absolutely going to assist teachers and help small business owners. Farming will definitely get more data-driven. But right alongside that digital leap, we'll still have ongoing human struggles. We're still going to be battling persistent infrastructure issues, fighting to improve baseline education, and tackling income inequality. The future is always a hybrid of high-tech solutions and age-old problems. Which leaves us with this one final thought. We don't need a digital crystal ball. The software being coded today, the kids sitting in classrooms right now, the actual concrete being poured into the ground, that is what builds tomorrow. AI can dream up infinite utopias, but humans have to do the heavy lifting. So the question isn't what an algorithm thinks will happen. The real question is, what are we doing today that will decide what Bihar looks like in 2035? Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next